Здравствуй, мама, я пишу тебе письмо. Здравствуй, мама, у меня все хорошо, солнце светит, все нормально у меня, а в глазах не стоит туман, прошу взрыв гранат.
Hello everyone, this is Raven's Mapping. So welcome for the summary of the day of 28th March 2023. So I will be talking about what happened these last 2 days. So first, it seems that the Russians have advanced here in the Vugleda front, but I don't really know what happened because it happened like 2 days ago, I think. I saw a video of Russians fighting around here. I don't know more about that, so I will wait to see if there is any more information. And also I have geolocated today Ukrainians here. So as you can see in this picture, you have watch very carefully because you have this tree line here where there is a trench, Ukrainian trench here, and the tree line like the curve, it curves like this. And also the most important thing is this sort of like off-road yeah, it's a path off-road, like it's a muddy path of I don't know how do you fucking say it in English, but yeah, it's a crossing. I don't know, people's walking by foot here or cars or anything like that. And if you like look carefully here, well, at first it has the same path, but the same shape, the same curvature here, and especially you can see here the sort of dirt road, or I don't know how you say that. And yeah, so Ukrainians here. So what's interesting here is that you see some mappers that will map out the advances of Russians like up until here, I don't know, but really high. So yeah, no, not possible. Now moving out of Vugleda front, we have very interesting things to see in well, Marinka. There is nothing new, but the interesting stuff is happening is AVDIEVKA. So first you had a Ukrainian counterattack 1 day or 2 days ago, I don't remember. So apparently they crossed like they pushed out the Russians after the highway. That's what they said, and they also said that this allowed them to take an important trench, important trench. Yeah, they took back some trenches, so I think they're talking about these trenches, and they said they took back a trench network. So I think they took back, it allowed them to be able to come back here. I think that's what they mean. Yeah, so perhaps they're here, but I'm not sure, because honestly that would seem a bit like hard for them to just advance like that in the open, when here, for example, well, you have the highway and the tree lines here and the tree lines here that covers them, like hide the view. So yeah, I think it's that part that they captured. And moreover, they could be hiding in the forest here and might make a surprise attack, whereas I doubt they will be able to like capture this part when they will be seen a bit too far, you see. No, AVDIEVKA, massive explosions in AVDIEVKA these last 2 days. So you can see in this picture a big explosion, and I wasn't able to geolocate precisely the place from which the picture has been taken, but here in the back you can see a sort of mountain. It's actually the mining mountain here. It's actually this thing. So according to me, the picture has been taken from perhaps some sort of view like this or something like that, I don't know, that allowed, yeah, you can see here, you can see like the mountain here in the back. It's not a mountain, but it's the mining thing. So yeah, I think that's where the view has been taken. So yeah, big explosions. And talking about the mining mountain, the mount, or I don't know how do you say that, but it has been heavily shelled, attacked, bombed by the Russians because, as I was thinking, well, the Ukrainians are still in there. And as you can see, there's a screenshot of a big explosion on the mining thing. So yeah, as I said last time, I still think that the Ukrainians are still here. It's impossible that the Russians would have captured these mounts without, well, having any information about it, and it's impossible that the Ukrainians aren't using this sort of mountain for them, for their protection. So beside that, there's heavy fighting around Berdichi. So the Ukrainian Minister of Defense said Berdichi. They said Stepove. But they also say once again or twice again Bakhmutovka. So I assume I map this as Russian now because I think that at this point they might have advanced here, which allows them to be constantly attacking. Also, there is reports of Russians having entered parts of Novokalinove, and so I map these parts as the ones that they entered. Bear in mind that there is no confirmations and no visual sources for that, but I think that's the most logical thing. Not only this part is the closest, but if you see, there is some trees here that could block the sites of the Ukrainians located here. So it will be a very good place for the Russians to take. And also, well, this part is like a bit too far for the Ukrainians, and the Russians were already attacking this area. But most important stuff is that the attacks on ceramic have been going on more, and some parts apparently. I need really to be sure if there is more infos about it, but there is the fightings inside of ceramic, so I think that this is the area they managed to take. Since they say inside, because I think ceramics is just like, it's hard to understand like where ceramic starts to stop. If this part is also ceramic, then well, that will mean that when they say Russians are attacking ceramic, this part is ceramic, so that's what they attack. But if it's only something after the road or like these parts, then I think it's most likely that here. I think it's here because if they just attacked like around here, the Ukrainian Minister of Defense would just say Novokalinove and not ceramic. So yeah, and last thing, Lastochkine. So there's been heavy fightings, daily fightings in in or around Lastochkine, and Minister of Defense of Ukraine said once or twice again Tolenki, fightings to Tolenki, Severne, and Lastochkine. But interesting thing, I found a video of Russians bombing, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think this place is Lastochkine. Well, first it's night vision, so it's hard to like really find the details, but if you see where my mouse is crossing, you can actually see sort of a diagonal thing. And also, you can see that there's 3 lines here and 3 lines on the left too. And perhaps, I don't know if you can see it, but there is some sort of edge here and a 3 line here. So I believe this is Lastochkine, because if you look, like compare the two pictures, I think it's Lastochkine. I'm not sure. It's not sure. I don't want to confirm anything about it, but I really think you can even see like this tree line here looks like this one. If you like really check out this one, is this one? Perhaps then this one is this one. Yeah, I think that's Touchscreen. But we'll see. I don't want to confirm anything, and anyway, um, this is just bombing and not like fightings inside, so it doesn't mean anything. And also, if this is Touchscreen, then I think this is a bit too close, because I don't think the Russians would like bomb this close, especially with such weapons. So just in case, I'm going to move back, at least these parts, because yeah, I'm not thinking that anyway that will be here now, since there is still no confirmations, but we'll leave it like that, and I'm going to just set back a bit like that. Yeah. So now moving on the other front, the Bakhmut front. So Bakhmut, as usual, you have fighting Stupochki, Pretechne, and most importantly, you have Evgeny Prigozhin that has been geolocated exactly here. Let me show you. Well, if it was, if it wants to show, please. Um, all right. So this isn't done by me, but anyway, this is a new. I think you heard about it now. But yeah, he's here, and what you can see is that Evgeny is here, and you have 4 trees like here. And in the video of him, Evgeny is actually here, like looking from here, and you see the trees behind. So yes, he's in Bakhmut. So I'm confident that my mapping is right here. So I don't think, perhaps even the Russians are also like controlling these parts. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, I think I've done a correction someplace. Yeah, I think I mapped this place as Ukrainian, as Russian, sorry, I would say. In last videos, saying that there was shelling either here or here, I don't remember. But apparently there was fightings, but I was like I mistaken. The video wasn't fightings, but shelling. So it doesn't mean that the Russians are here, but it means that they just shelled the area. So I set back the area as Ukrainian. No, looking here, you have a very interesting thing. You can actually, there's a geolocation of Ukrainian tank here, shooting toward Wagner troops. So what appears here to be a mosque is in this. So this is a mosque here. You have the tank here, and the view next. So the mosque is here, in fact, but it was filmed by a phone, but you don't see that. The mosque is where my mouse is here, and this is another view of the main road. So the person filming was filming from this building. The mosque is this one. In this satellite view, there is not the like the dome, the cupola. I don't know how do you say in English, but there is not it yet. It wasn't built yet, and the view of the person who is filming in the big road, like the large road, is this view. So let's compare once again, one last time. Yeah, so the tank is shooting next to the mosque on the left, and then you have the view, the big view here. You can see actually the barrier here that are next to the mosque, and you can see the cubic building just next to it. So yes, you have the cubic building here, the like the walls, the barrier. I don't know what do you say. So yeah, so looking at the video, the tank is here and shooting toward toward here. But since there is a lot of trees, houses, and a lot of things like that, I don't think the tank was shooting very far. So it perhaps means that the Russians, the Wagnerians, it's not perhaps, I'm pretty sure about it now, but that are already here or some sort like here. Because let me explain why I'm saying that. The tank who was there was shooting here. You see all these trees, these buildings, even if it's all ruins, the shell wouldn't be able to go this far, like infinite. It was too close. I think it was very close now. I would put it at least here. Perhaps the tank was shooting at this sort of house. I don't know. That was blocking the view, and that perhaps like Wagnerians were here. So yeah, we'll see if we have any information about it. But I'm going to map it like that now. And beside that, you have further very interesting geolocations they've made today. I don't know if it was already done by someone else, but I honestly, it wouldn't be surprising, because you have this very amazing in the way that it was easy to geolocate pictures of a Ukrainian counter-offensive Ukrainian column attacking the Wagnerians. So in this thing you have Russians shelling Ukrainians. You don't see well here, but there was a tank. There was a Ukrainian BMP that was exploded, destroyed by the Russians, and there is a lot of troops everywhere that went in cars and vehicles, like everything like that, but it was a failure. And if you look closer, if you look carefully, you can see this shape, and you will notice, especially at this one, that it's here. In the video, the Ukrainians came from Privilia and attempted an advance but failed around this place. Yeah, so this place is just this one, and that's where they had to stop. And then you can see very good, so the forest here and this tree line here, Privilia here. Yeah, it's exactly what. See the tree line? Yeah. So I set back the border for the Russians. It's now back further back in the front line. Before it was like that. Now it's like that. But I don't know if the Ukrainians are still there, since the assault has failed around this place. I don't know if they still went for the forest here. I don't know. We'll see further. We'll see like later if there is still new information, because it's really new, really new. Also, there's been lots of attacks. 2 days, during 2 days, they said Viimka, attacks to our Viimka. So I think the Russians are really close. Ukrainians has been geolocated here. I geolocated them this morning. So here you can see Pozycji VSO. It means position of the Ukrainian armed forces. So I know it's hard to really see or understand what happens in this picture, but moreover it's black and white. But if you try carefully to look closer, you can see it's a straight line here, and there's like one long patch of grass here, one other patch of grass here, and field tree lines. So you can see the long patch of grass here, the other long patch of grass here, and the tree line here, and yeah, and the straight shape. One last time you see it. Yeah, so it's this place. So the Ukrainians were here, I think in the video they were shelled here. Now coming to the biggest the biggest modification of the map is the Belogorovka front. There is actually more territories that are under Ukrainian controls. So it's very interesting because it took me a lot of time to understand what was happening. So in this picture you can see it's from a drone that was like going towards Ukrainian trench that were here. So here you can see sort of line. Here there is no trees. Like from there on, there is no trees further anymore. In the border here of the forest. And if you look carefully, I don't know if it has been geolocated like me yet or not, but anyway, here you have it. Yeah, this is really the same place. And in the video, that was very poor quality, honestly. You could see the Ukrainian trench here. The Ukrainian trench was here, and you could see them. That the trench was like I wasn't understanding why the like how to map it, but I looked at the trench and you can see clearly that the Ukrainian trench is looking forward and on the left. So in my understanding, that means that the Ukrainians are fighting the Russians that are in the front and in the left. So that's why I mapped it like that. So the Russians are attacking from down here, but the drone in the video came from the back. And I think it means that either some Russians here sent a drone here, or that the Russians here used the drone and like made it fly behind the Ukrainian positions. So, and I moved back the line because since now I'm sure that there is Ukrainians here, then it means that all of this part is Ukrainian up until this tree line, because after that I don't know. And also I'm just going to correct it a bit. Yep, just like that, so it looks nicer and more logical. Oh yes, like that. So I think that's all for today, because on the Crimean forest front there is no informations. On this front I have no informations anymore yet. You will see. And interestingly, there's been fightings around Sinkovka, but nothing else. So thanks for watching. I hope you had a great day. Bye bye.